I'm giving away this championship belt once I hit 100,000 subscribers, so go ahead and click that subscribe button today. Welcome back to the Ango Show. We got another big one. I want to talk to you guys about Will Ospreay in Impact Wrestling because a new announcement went out today. Will Ospreay has another match announced for Impact Wrestling. This time it's taking place at Impact Wrestling Turning Point, which takes place October 27th in Newcastle, United Kingdom, baby. They're coming to the UK. Fantastic news. It's part of the UK Invasion Tour. Who is Will Ospreay fighting against? He's going up against Eddie Edwards. Now, this is a matchup that's actually exciting to me because if you watch Impact Wrestling, Eddie Edwards can still go. But what makes Eddie Edwards such an attractive piece to the Impact Wrestling roster? Two things. One, way more aggression. And two, very, very good character arc. And I think when you take that and combine it with Will Ospreay, it is going to be an incredibly sick match. And I love the fact that Impact Wrestling is pulling this off. Love the fact that the UK is getting Impact shows. I'm happy to hear that Impact Wrestling is selling tickets to these shows and they're selling out for these shows. And it just seems like Impact Wrestling is gearing up to have a very strong end to the year. And on top of that, Eddie Edwards is somebody who can actually go in the ring. And Eddie Edwards is a longtime veteran of the business. And on top of that, I could be totally wrong here, but I'm pretty positive this match has never happened before. If it's happened before, it's definitely gone over my head because I definitely haven't seen it. And the cool thing about that is this is an exciting matchup because of the fact I haven't seen it. And it's two different styles. And I think that's going to make it very unique. And last thing I want to say about Impact Wrestling, you can watch this on Impact Plus. So that's a really unique way for people who are, maybe they're new to this, maybe they don't watch Impact anymore, maybe they've lost out of touch with the company. Impact Plus is just a few dollars a month. It's a streaming service. You get the library. They just added 2013 and 2014 content as well. But you can watch this. It's almost like a pay-per-view, but it's just a special event, really. And the cool thing is their special events typically have a lot of things that happen on there that carry over onto television or to the next major pay-per-view. Altogether, very exciting stuff here. Happy to see that Will Ospreay and Impact are working together, but more specifically, I'm happy that we're going to get spoiled with a match that I personally haven't seen before. I'm sure somebody could correct me out there if it has happened before, but I'm pretty positive this is a first time ever. Bad news for Vince McMahon. Netflix and Vince McMahon. Something's happening here. Okay, while speaking at the Bloomberg Screen Time event, we saw a very, very interesting perspective being introduced by Bill Simmons. He's given a very big update on the Vince McMahon documentary that is coming to Netflix. And he said something to me. He said something that to me, it just came off as a very, very big deal. And it's important that this is something that people understand. Like Vince McMahon will not have the final say of this Netflix documentary. So, of course, there is going to be a lot of stuff in this documentary. He says, we have this Vince McMahon documentary that we have been working on for 3 years, and I think it has a chance to be really great. I really think it has a chance to be the best one I've ever been involved with, and I'll be interested to see what people think about that one because it took a lot of time, and it was one where Netflix still has a final cut of it, and it's a little more old school, like with a 30 for 30 model, and I think it still has a chance to be really special. He gets to see it, but he doesn't get to change anything, and that is crazy. Guys, Bill Simmons is the one who has founded The Ringer. You might have heard of The Ringer. They have tons of podcasts and stuff like that. WWE, I don't want to say WWE works with The Ringer, but there is a little bit of an association there. Are we going to get the juicy stuff in this documentary? I'm not expecting this to be like the stuff that we see on Vice when they talk about all of these negative experiences in pro wrestling, the plane ride from hell, and all these other things, right? But this is completely different from that. Now, Netflix has been absolutely killing it with their documentaries. The Jake Paul documentary was really solid. The Conor McGregor documentary, really solid. And now David Beckham, the professional footballer from the UK, who now owns the Miami team in MLS, that documentary is really special. Vince McMahon having a documentary in Netflix is huge, But if all the juicy stuff are in there, it's going to be even better. And I like the fact that Vince McMahon doesn't have a say in this because, well, as you guys know, Vince McMahon is a highly controversial figure. Starting to become a big thing for me in Netflix. I'm really starting to enjoy their documentaries. They've all really been really well put together. With Vince McMahon, how does the narrative change? Because unfortunately, WWE tends to be a revisionist company when it comes to their own history. And wrestling fans seem to do that on their own as well. With this coming from an outside perspective, it could really be special. But what's going to be included in the documentary? Who is going to be in the documentary? That's something I want to see too. So, yeah, Vince McMahon has no creative input. He's not the one who gets to say anything about it. We'll see how that all goes. If they leave out the juicy stories and stuff, then it could obviously be highly controversial on social media. But if they're going to give out the juice, a lot of people will be excited about it. And our final story of today, guys, WWE NXT, 2 new debuts being revealed by the WWE. Guys, WWE obviously utilizing the Performance Center, bringing in new names, not necessarily people from the indies. More likely, you might have heard of them from collegiate athletics and stuff like that. But WWE is doing something here with their women's breakout tournament. Carmen Petrovic and Jada Parker are set to debut tonight on WWE NXT. They have revealed that these 2 debuts will be taking place as part of the breakout tournament. And that's why I like the breakout tournament. The breakout tournament in the past has been used in situations to introduce new faces to the company that have not necessarily been exposed prior. This is the first look that you'll have at talent who have not appeared in a WWE ring on national television. You bring in Carmen Petrovic, somebody who is building up some clout on social media. People are starting to talk. People are starting to, they're getting the buzz going, right? And then you have Jada Parker, who is also in the same boat. And these people are not people that have been seen on TV. So now people are building up this hype for all these new performers. And that could be a really big thing for WWE. And not only could it be a big thing for WWE, but it could be a big thing for the fans because this is your chance to see somebody before they actually make it. We have seen people in the past go into NXT and never amount to anything in the wrestling industry, and they give up and they quit wrestling. And some of these people end up getting called up, becoming successful. And anytime there's a new debut, when it's somebody you're not familiar with, it's kind of like one of those things where you get to say, hey, I seen them from the start. And that's going to be something really special. So, yeah, WWE NXT, 2 new debuts. Man, I like it. I like it. I like the tournament. I like how this stuff is playing out. I like introducing new faces to the company. We'll see how it all goes down. Let me know what you think down below. Don't forget, I'm giving away this championship belt at 100K. I'll see you next time. Peace.